Hello everyone, this is your host Emma Emerson for Golden Icons, and we have a special treat for you today. But before we get started with all that, just go ahead and take a look at this.
According to folklore legend, anyone thought
Bemo, with the change.
It's hot!
folklore, fairy tale.
Here with me is the award-winning director for this phenomenal movie that everyone is buzzing about, Mr. Kunle Afolayon. Yes?
Well, Afolayon, but it's alright.
Sorry.
I don't know, it's alright.
I'm really bad with names.
Yeah, it's okay.
Well, thank you so much for actually taking the time to talk to us today.
Yeah.
Now, this movie, The Figurine,
Araromire, yeah.
It's a lovely movie.
Thank you.
How did you come up with this concept?
You know, as an African, as a Nigerian, that where an average African is superstitious, and oftentimes, well, maybe it's because of my belief, we always put every blame, every negative aspect of our life, we push the blame on God without, looking at our own shortcomings. And I think it's unfair on God because certainly there are some precautions that we normally overlook, and in the end, when we get our finger burned, we shout Jesus, or so I'm like, okay, why don't let's play with God and human, God's and human and the Almighty God, and see, the best way to balance it. That was actually what brought about, the concept. I want people to always view things from two different sides. Sometimes our predicaments are being caused by our own shortcomings, and sometimes, we can always get God to intervene, which is, real.
I love your explanation for this, because if most of you can actually take the time to watch this movie, there's a lot of suspense, there's a lot of twists and turns, and for me, I was very surprised to find out that this is actually the second movie you have actually directed. So I'm taking it you were first an actor?
Well, I started as an actor.
So what made you jump into directing? And even for most of you, if you don't know, your first movie was actually an award-winning.
Exactly. Well, I think it's a passion in me. It's because ordinarily I could have stayed as an actor and enjoyed the cheap publicity of we're enjoying you and stuff like that. But for me, I see beyond. And coupled with the fact that, my background, I grew up on movie sets. My father was a filmmaker, but I never get to learn anything while he was alive. So then I came up with this determination. That's what I would call it. That the Nigeria film scene needs a bit of needs a revolution. And the best way to go about that is get trained or go about it the proper way. So, and I was also a banker. While acting, I was working in the bank.
Okay.
Learning business and trading, and so all these are the things I put together. After I resigned from the bank, then I went to film school to study how to do this properly. And my experience as an actor, my experience from the bank, all put together with the knowledge from the film school was what gave birth to Araromire and The Figurine.
The movie The Figurine has great actors in it. You took your time when picking all of them. I'm talking about Ramsey Noah, Omoni.
Oboli,
Is Oboni?
Oboli.
Oboli.
Okay.
I'm bad with names.
No, it's alright.
God help us with that. So how did they have to audition for it, or you already knew what you were looking for and you just went for them?
Well, in Ramsey's case, I wasn't looking in that direction, but I'm the type that I throw things open a lot. When I have ideas in my head, I throw it to friends, and you know, and because Ramsey is an A-list actor, and a lot of people believe he was gonna give me a problem, you know, because they are used to the 5-8 days shoot, and I was gonna do 2 months, you know, so. And I'm like, okay, let's even start by asking him if I can actually stay on set for that long. And from there, no doubt he's a great actor, you know. And of course, I know he will give me what I want, but will he be patient enough to stay on my set, you know, for that long? So I invited him for a chat, even before the script or anything. And in the end, we got along so well. But you know, the funny thing is, Ramsey was actually meant to play the role I played in that film originally, and I changed it like 2 days to the shoot because it would have been a typical stereotype, you know, of Nigeria kind of film, Ramsey being the good guy and the fine guy and all that. But you know, I said to him, look, let people see in another light. And you know, when we got on set, I just did it, and I said to him, you're gonna win an award with this, and he did. He won the best actor at the African Movie Academy Award. You know, so Ramsey was originally penciled down. Omani was already coming up. She already featured in some films, but I've never seen any of her film, so she had to come for audition. And she wasn't really my idea of Mona. But I got blown away by, you know, during the reading, she did very well, and I'm like, look, let her do it. So then quite a number of other people, because I like to give upcoming actors, I like to give them opportunity, you know, so come and prove yourself, you know, and that was what we did. And yeah, some of the other people, Funlola was also selected, because, you know, I think she fits well into that role. I mean, Linda, you know, so yeah.
I loved like I said, everybody played, even the little kid, everybody played a huge role in this movie. Now, one thing I noticed is that you're bringing different, this was a Yoruba film, but how would you consider it? Like, would you say this is a Yoruba film or it's a film? Did you consider other races and tribes when you were making this film? Because you know, they spoke a lot of Yoruba.
Yeah, well, you're not Yoruba.
No, I'm Igbo.
And a lot of people who came to that show, they were not Yoruba, but they enjoyed the film.
I loved it.
And that is what I tell people. Film is not about the language. It's about the audio visual, picture and the sound. You know, it's about your style of telling story. You can actually do a 30-minute movie without one dialogue and it will make a lot of sense. You know, I've seen that before, and that was what we were taught in school. I'm not doing a Yoruba film, neither am I doing an English film. I'm doing an African film. And in that, I can bring in anybody from any tribe, you know, as long as you can, you know, like, as long as you can interpret my story. You know, I'll conveniently prefer an indigenous language film to English speaking film.
And why is that? Yeah,
one major reason is this: we have just one slot, an Oscar, and that is foreign language category. And for us to fit into that, it has to be done the indigenous way, you know, with good production value. You know, Stosi, the South African film, was done in their language. Slumdog Millionaire was a mixture of English and India, you know, and quite a number of other films that are, you know, like won Oscar. So, and aside that, we express ourselves better, you know, when we relate in our indigenous language. You're being formal now because you're speaking English. I'm sure if you're home, or I don't know if you can speak your language, but
I can.
If you can, you know, you go all the way, and you know, all your characters and everything just, you know, so for me, I feel more comfortable doing it that way.
One thing I loved about this movie is that it's very relatable to all people. You know, no matter where you're from, you would definitely love this movie. So tell me, what do you think made this movie what it is, as far as it made people laugh, it made people cry, it made people think, it made people argue, all within maybe 2-3 hours of just watching this film? Tell me, what do you think made this movie?
Well, I think it was just all the elements being put together, you know, in the right way. I'm saying from the theme of the story to the soundtrack, you know, to the technical quality, to the pace. You know, it wasn't, you know, an average Nigerian film where you scream and shout and you have to express everything by dialogue. No, there were loads of movement, you know, and you know, the acting was also, you know, real. If you're watching it, you wouldn't even think it's a movie because it was very real, and that is why at every interval people get scared. You know, sometimes they laugh. There are certain things that, you know, I mean, I mentioned something about language the other time. There were things that you say in Pidgin or in Igbo, and it will bring out a lot of humor, you know, than if you know, like say it in English. In English, you know, like when the guy say, "I no go fit help." If you're going to say that in English, you say, "I cannot help you." You know, it's, but "I no go fit help" is so, you know. So I mean, all those things, it's very original, you know, and I think that really helped the film. Yeah. And you took your time with this film. Yes. And I'm sure you take your time with a lot of things that you do. I do. So what can we expect from you in the future as far as, are you working on something right now? Well, we have 2 bigger projects we're working on right now. Bigger? Yeah, well, it has to be bigger than, we have to keep improving. Yeah. We have a romantic comedy, because I've done 2 serious movies and I want people to see another side of me, so I'm going to throw something lighter. You know, I have a romantic, a comedy drama with elements of romance, let me put it that way. And I have another serious film right after that, which is another thriller, scary. But I'll first do the first one, which is lighter, and I'm sure people will love it. It's going to be seen, a romantic comedy Nigerian film, in another light. I mean, trust me, I mean, we're going to do everything possible. A-list, B-list, C-list cast, you know, waka pass, you know, upcoming actors and stuff like that. Everybody will be involved, and we're hoping to shoot this in like 2 months, hopefully, because we're still working on raising the fund. If we get the fund, we have everything set, you know, so we're just gonna like go on location. Do you have any influences as a director? Yes, I watch a lot of India films, and I'm a fan of Mel Gibson's films. Really? As a director. Well, he's a great actor, but of course I've seen some of his films, and I'm like, look, Apocalypto was what did it for me. You know, I did a lot of study on that film, and that was what really, that was how I emphasized that, look, it doesn't have to be in English or French or anything. It can be in a minority language and still make sense. My father inspired me as an actor and filmmaker before he passed on, and a lot of, Tunde Kilani is someone who really influenced me as well, because my first appearance as an actor was in his film, and I was close to him, so we talk a lot about films, and you know, I really got influenced, and a whole lot of other people. Okay, so tell me, you've been placed on this platform where your movies can send a message to people that actually take their time to actually watch it. As a director, what is your general vision? Well, my vision is to tell African stories from Africans' point of view, whether from Nigeria or from anywhere in the world. I just want to keep doing, I don't mind collaboration, I don't mind, you know, but it has to depict our origin from all the elements, you know, from the story to the music to, you know, if I'm going to shoot a film in America, for example, there must be a link, there must be a cultural angle to it. It's not just, okay, I'm in America, so let me carry camera. Okay, you come and do it. No, not that. There must be a story, you know, to it, around it. You know, look at Hotel Rwanda, for example. It was, you know, it was a Sierra Leonean story, but done by Americans. Right. You know, so that's American telling African stories. But I want to tell African stories from Africans' point of view.
And we wish you the absolute best.
Thank
and
you
like I
very
said,
much.
if this is your second movie and it is this good, then I'm excited. I'm going to remember you as a director. And if you see the name Kunle Afolayon.
But it's always part of me. It's okay.
Look out for his movies. I'm going to take my time tonight and watch Irapada. And once again, this is your host, Emma Emerson, and we are here with the great award-winning director, Mr. Kunle Afolayon. So please go ahead and check more on him right here at goldenicons.com. Thank you.